Hello, guys. Welcome to the Laws of Enchantress. This is the 3-day course. Thank you for being here. And we're going to be reviewing real life enchantresses, people that we see as women being loved and adored. And just so you know, this course is only on the secret enchantress page for those who are members of the course. So this is it. If you're not on the page, you shouldn't be hearing this. But anyway, if you need to find the videos, they're all going to be on unlisted private links on the YouTube channel, and they're all posted on the secret Facebook page. So who do we have here? We have the famous Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. And it's surprising how Hollywood doesn't really pay attention to this really dynamic love. This man adores this woman. The body language is very strong, and he can be seen leaning into her. She's looking at him. They've been together for quite some time. And the reason I love their love is because they reflect one another. But what does it mean to be a real life enchantress? What does it mean? It means being your fully healed feminine self. And this is something Jada actually talks about in terms of what it means to be a woman, to be a healed woman, to recognize your traumas, your trials, and tribulations. And I want to show you these images because when I first started talking about women being worshipped and women being adored, people laughed at me. Men don't do that. That's not true. There are plenty of women here who are being adored. It's what you focus on. It's what you focus on. So I definitely want to show you the love between this couple. So how does Jada do it? How does she do it? She's very in tune with her sacred feminine energy. She doesn't hide that. There was a major emphasis put on equality, I think, between the sexes when the feminist movement in business started to boom. Short haircuts became trendy. Shoulder pads became trendy. I don't know if you remember that back in the 80s. You probably don't. um, the power suit for women became a symbol. Women's rights everywhere, which was great. We saw women striving to find their position of power, right? By adorning their feminine energy, by abandoning their feminine energy, not adorning, excuse me, abandoning. Because women were seen as weaker and oppressed, women thought they had to act like men, be like men, do what men do. I'm not saying this is particularly bad, but generations before us felt like they needed to make a bold statement to be taken seriously by their patriarchal society. But the downfall was that we started to believe that in order to be successful in business, women must conform to a more masculine version of themselves, which is just not true, which in a way is still giving up our power as women. We wanted equality, not sameness. We wanted respect for our sacred feminine gender. We wanted respect for our emotions and what it meant to be women. Somewhere along the way, we forgot that equality means that all humans should be valued just the same regardless of gender. What it doesn't mean is that we have the same innate strengths. So that's what it is. So many women are completely disconnected, and no more so than the Black woman. The Black woman has been completely disconnected, and the Black women we see that win, they calm down. You have to know how to moderate. So you can be a strong Black woman, but if you're looking to have that alpha male, you have to be that feminine energy. They're attracted. Masculine energy is drive, focus, assertiveness, and confidence. And these are masculine traits. And if you don't have feminine traits, you're not going to attract these masculine alpha male successful men. And a lot of women who are powerful, especially, feminists, they'll tell you it's not true. It's not possible to be a strong woman and also be a feminine woman. And especially for Black women, people will tell me that's not possible. You can't have both. Well, the next person coming up in this slide proves to you that you can heal your sacred power. Michelle Obama. Take one good look at her. She is the perfect balance. When you see Michelle by herself, you see confidence, leadership, elegance, regal. But something happens to Michelle when she gets next to Obama. She turns into a little girl. She starts smiling, her cheeks. She's completely different than when she's with Obama. If you ever see her interview alone, she's much more, much more serious. She smiles, but there's a certain feminine charm that overtakes Michelle. She abandons that alpha role and she gives in and she loves it because that's her feminine power. She's charming him. And women, that's all you need. You don't have to go crazy with everything else. If you want to learn silverware and wine, that's fine. I encourage that. But what do you need to get the love that Jada has, to get the love Michelle has? And this is what I learned in my relationships and what I'm doing now. I'm having the best relationship of my life. Take a look at Michelle. She looks like a little girl, like high school people in love. But if you were to see her by herself talking, she's completely different. Take a good look at the pictures when she's smiling, she's giddy, she's exerting pure feminine energy. She's smiling. She wears dresses. She dresses up. Look at the way he looks at her. He's completely consumed by her feminine energy. You have to know how to interact with masculine energy, with alpha energy. Don't listen to these extreme feminists who don't care about dating or marriage at all, or who do, and they do it behind the scenes. Michelle Obama is a perfect example for a Black woman to follow. You can have that sternness, but you have to know how to react to masculinity. And I'm not talking about the assholes, not that, no. I'm talking about the real men, the caring men, the men who will want to react and love and dote on you. I'm not talking about the crazy men. And the reason why so much we just can't do it is because so many of us, and it's not our fault, it's society, so many of us have completely crushed the feminine side. Femininity is weak. Emotions are weak. Vulnerability are weak. And that's where our power is. Our power to charm, make him laugh, be sensual, keep him falling in love, keep him continuous. That's what you do. So you truly have to use that feminine energy. That's what you have to do. And it's not natural for a woman to have to seek empowerment through masculine energy. So how do you find balance in this world? You got to do feminine things for yourself. Adornment, beauty, treatments, knowing how to sense masculine energy. That's why it's important to heal your core, heal your sacred energy, because you won't know how to react and pick up this alpha energy of a successful, affluent man. Affluent men love feminine women, and they should. Every woman I know likes masculine men. Why shouldn't men be entitled to feminine women? I don't get it. I never heard a guy say, I like my women masculine. Why should a man not be able to embrace? There's an imbalance. Look at them when they're together. You would think it's two Michelles. You know that Michelle's powerful. You know Michelle is a leader. You know Michelle is a strong personality. But she is able to engage, connect, and literally melt into that masculine energy. And that's her power. That's her charm. This man worships this woman. He adores this woman. He oozes love for this woman. And it's crazy because when I talk about wife worshiping and women worshiping and the power of energy, so many people are like, what is that? It's like we are immune to the 8 years of this man doting all over this woman. And she's Black. It's like you don't believe, as a Black woman, that you can be loved, you can be adored for simply being your sacred, feminine, powerful self. You don't believe it. Even though we had a beautiful Black woman in the White House, First Lady for 8 years, so many of you just don't believe. And that's why you have to heal yourself. That's why you have to clear block energies. That's why you have to do the meditations. That's why you have to cut off negative places. That's why you have to be committed to your happiness, to your success. That's why you have to immerse yourself in what you want through visualization, through manifestation. You got to go all out. This is your life. You can have the life you want. You can have the life you want. You don't have to settle. Look at them playing together. Look at how cheerful she is. It's literally two personalities. Take a good look at her. Look how happy they are. So what's the secret? The secret is her. She knows how to balance her femininity. She knows how to turn on. Look at them. She pulls him in. She pulls him in. That's how you attract the alpha male. That's how you keep him. And she's still in control of him. He said many times she's the boss, but even though he feels like it, he knows that she's giving in to him. So in essence, he may joke around, but he feels like she has committed to him. She has given in to him. And that's the true central power. And you're seeing this in a Black woman. There's no mystery as to why this man loves this woman. There's no mystery as to why they have this incredible. She has mastered femininity. And we've been blind to it. Her body language, her smile, the way she pays attention. Denzel's been married to his wife for over 20 years. He also worships his wife, loves his wife, adores his wife. Very much so. Why does Hollywood keep these Black images of women being adored, women being loved? He's been with Michelle since 1992. And take a look at her face. That's pure sensual power. Take a look at the body language, how he's leaning over into her as if her sensual feminine, she's just pulling him. Take a good look. And the more feminine she is, the more he reacts to her. Take a look how locked he is into her. The softer she is, the more feminine she is, the more weaker he gets. That is your power. And I'm so glad there's a Black example of that to show. So I can show you that Black women can be loved. Black women can be adored. They can be worshipped. It's truly up to you. And you don't have to be perfect. And you don't have to learn all this crazy stuff. It's about healing your inside, because you can't get this level of sensuality. You can't get this level of femininity unless you are 100% healed, secured, and also nurturing yourself, upkeeping that self, keeping yourself positive. I'm glad you saw that. Another couple that we're going to talk about one-on-one, Lisa Bonet and Jason Momoa. This couple blends together so well. So well. Another woman who was adored, another Black woman who was adored. And I just want to show you that picture of Michelle Obama again. Take a good look at how her feminine central energy is pulling in him. It's like he's almost bowing. Look at his head, bowing down to her. And if you look in a lot of his pictures, his head is tilted way over, as if he's literally being pulled into her energy. It's never the other way around. Even when he's laughing, his head is pulled into her, and he mimics her body language. This is the love that every Black woman can have, but it takes a central healed cord. It takes confidence, which Michelle Obama has in spades. 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 And that's what this course is for the Black woman. To show you you can be loved, you can be adored, you can be worshipped, and this is how you do it. This is how you do it. So this is a perfect example of feminine energy conquering a man. Jason Momoa is 12 years younger than Lisa Bonet. She looks great. She looks amazing. I don't see anything wrong with it. But what is feminine energy? The concept of feminine energy is often misunderstood, or they're talking about being a doormat. A lot of women in the US and Western world, they think feminine energy is inferior to masculine traits. Acting as a passive, assertive is always better than being submissive, blah, blah. If we can't feel comfortable in our own skin, especially Black women, and feel comfortable in our female skin, and we secretly wish we were a man, and I hear girls saying that because they think men have it good. How comfortable are we? And if we think being feminine is a disease and not something to be desirable, no surprise men flee in droves and find their women elsewhere. A lot of prominent men have been looking for wives overseas because of the femininity. You know, I used to see myself as a strong woman, independent, decisive, know what I stand for. I used to love martial arts. You know, um, the problem is that I'm not attracting, I wasn't attracting masculine men. I wanted a guy that was more masculine than I was. So that's what I'm saying. Until I balanced my energies, until I gave in to my femininity, you're not going to have a love like Lisa Bonet because she gave in to a alpha masculine energy and he's pulled it and worship her. You're going to see a lot of strong women. Serena. We all know Serena is a very dominant woman. She's a dominant player. She's outspoken. She takes no shit. She's very stern. She's stoic. But when she got with this man, you saw the femininity come out. You saw her smiling. And again, look at the head lean. When men are conquered by feminine energy, they lean their heads into their partner. You see this with Jason Momoa and you see it with Obama. It's consistent. He's being pulled into her feminine energy. And it was great that she was pregnant. That was more for him. That was more for him. But you're going to see a lot of head tilting and body leaning, more so from the man to the woman, when it's a balance of yin and yang, feminine energy. You know, a lot of women in the US and Western world thinks that being feminine traits are inferior to masculine. It's not true. You can increase your feminine energy by being less reactive. So Serena reacts fast on the court, but she didn't react fast with this. She just took the love, the admiration, she gave in a softer side. Men don't want to have masculine women. Modern women have been trying to inject their own feminist values of equality in the relationship to the point where there is no genders. It's like two humans. And it takes away your power. The whole point for equality was for us to be loved as women like Serena is, like he is. Another couple, Chrissy and John. Now you might say, oh, John doesn't seem abrasive, but what you have to realize is John was heavily sought after. He's a singer, a musician, and she knew she had to stand out. So she used her childlike and playful femininity. She wasn't scared to show her playful side, her goofy side, her sense of humor. She attracted him on that wavelength. And it took confidence for a woman to be feminine and playful. I want you guys to take a chance to look at that free PDF, Seduction, because she's more of a dandy. She's a beautiful woman, but you can see her personality was truly humorous, comfortable, down to earth. And I'm trying to tell you, you can use your feminine energy to match the person you are. Feminine and masculine are two life forces. They both need each other to exist. Neither is inferior or superior to the other. Both are needed to keep the fabric of society and life in general intact. The feminine woman needs the masculine male. And the more masculine that male is, the more successful. Most affluent and wealthy men are successful. Sadly, the concept of feminine energy is often misunderstood. Feminine energy is about being accepted, about being a woman, receiving, giving. Look at Tamia and Grant Hill, another woman that's worshipped. This man stepped away from the NBA. He's called the most faithful man in the NBA by Shaq and Charles. She's a very gentle black woman. She's a singer. And she also got sick, which probably triggered his masculinity even more to protect. But she got him in that feminine sensual allure. And it's not the same as being pretty, as being attractive, or being good in bed. No, 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 no. You're going to see the same consistent traits in all of these women. You're going to see the men doing the head tilt towards all these women. In most of the pictures, you're going to see the guy tilting his head towards because he's giving in to that sensual energy. It's kind of scary when you keep seeing it. You know, feminism was great for the time period. I don't want to diss anything because I love the rights I have today. But you have to recalculate. Just like when you're driving in your car and your GPS takes a new turn and it says recalculating, whatever. We have to recalculate because we're not living in an era where women can't vote, where women can't do anything. We have to readjust because now, Black women, we're missing out on love. We're missing out on our femininity. We're walking around with hurt and pain. We're walking around with trauma, anxiety, depression. And some of us will never be healed because we're not using the most powerful and natural thing. And the only thing that can heal a woman is your sensual feminine power and nurturing it. You'll see, and nurturing it. It's kind of scary. And they teach women today to be kind of suspicious of male energy and try to keep up and compete. And sometimes Black women feel like we have to compete. Don't y'all hate that question? What you bring to the table, what you bring to the table, what you bring. What do you mean? The man's supposed to build the table. He's supposed to put food on the table. That's a classic staple phrase. You're supposed to take care of home. You both are equally important. Running your home is the most important thing or business you're ever going to run. Your home is your sanctuary. Your home is your positive temple. Your home is your positive energy. Your home is the children, leadership. You can be loved and adored. Denzel Washington is probably the most famous Black actor in the world. Am I right? Big actor, known for his looks, known for being handsome. And he's been in love with the same woman, I think, for over 20 years. Adoring her. No Hollywood gossip, no Hollywood cheating, no drama. And they don't want to let you know, Black woman, that you can be worshipped, that you can be adored. How do they do it? Again, your feminine, sensual energy. He will give in to you if you give in to him, and it forms a balance, a healthy balance. It forms a healthy balance. So it's this, you have to have the sexual balance. Men want women who are not like them. They want polar opposites, and they can't help it. You can be assertive all on your own, but when you're leaning forward and operate from a form of masculine energy, when you're with a guy and the guy doesn't connect, it's a primal thing. You have powerful women. Iman was the top model. She had to be very strong. I read her biography for this course. That's why she's here. She had to deal with a lot of adversity and racism and jealousy and hate, being one of the first big Black models, African models in America. But when she was with David Bowie, she fell back. She gave in. And even though he's more of an androgynous male, he's still a male. And her femininity, the way she carried herself, the way she was able to switch off the outside world and truly make it feel. Look at the head lean again. Look how he's bowing his head down. The head, remember, the same. If you look, you can tell when a man's in love. Will Smith did the head bow. Obama did the head bow. Jason Momoa. I'm talking about the head tilt. The man is always tilting. And that's when you know he's literally physically succumbing to that feminine energy. I think it's incredible. Energy can't be seen, and it's not visible to the naked eye. Many acts are like, can you see it? No. Characteristics of feminine energy would list things related to appearance. That's not true. Don't think you're a feminine woman just because you look pretty and sexy. If you are masculine energy, a woman dress heels won't make you feminine. Again, it's about your energy. And men cannot be fooled. I learned the hard way. They feel it in your leaning forward energy, in your aggressiveness, in your combative attitude. They feel it in every word you speak and jadedness behind you. And you feel like a man to them no matter how hot you look. A lot of men won't say it bluntly because they know it's politically incorrect, that they prefer docile women because they believe that's what the average men, they believe that's what women or men want. It's not true. They want femininity. They want a yin to the yang. Men like women that are feminine. Doesn't mean you're passive, you can't. In fact, you're powerful. When you make the man feel more masculine because you are more feminine, it gives you immense power. That's why Cleopatra was so effective against Mark Antony and Caesar. She was the opulence, the regal form of beauty. She played with makeup. This is a movie I'm showing you. Of course, I don't got the real picture of Cleopatra. But their love has stand, Mark Antony and Cleopatra, thousands of years. Why do you think it is? She wrote the book on feminine energy, sacred energy, doing every single move with confidence. Real men want to be in charge. They want to take care of you. They want to love you. But they need a woman who is comfortable being in a supportive role. Michelle Obama is just as educated, or probably more, than Obama. She could have easily been combative with him and say, I'm not going to step down. And she supported him. She supported him in the sense where she had to fall back while he pursued his presidency. They want agreeable women who won't question, challenge, fix, criticize, compete, and around the clock. And I'm not saying as a woman you can't have a voice, but once you have central power, once your feminine core is healed, you don't have to nag. He will do what you say, like Mark Antony did to Cleopatra. He will give in to you, like the mighty Julius Caesar did to Cleopatra. You will command him, but you'll do it in a feminine, sensual, sexual way. And when I say sexual, I don't mean the physical act of sex. I mean the actual power of your healed feminine core. You got Yoko Ono and John, who is this? What is this guy? This guy did, I forgot his name from the Beatles. But he was completely enthralled with her. Yoko Ono. Completely enthralled with her. And she was really demure, really gentle, really docile, but he could not go anywhere without her. He could not be without her. He could not do nothing. He even said a phrase that why would he want to be without her? He went crazy about it. Women, you can do this. I want to show you these images so you can see women of color, Black women, classic women, all using their feminine power. They're using it. John Lennon, that's him, could not get over Yoko Ono. He was infatuated with her. And you have other men like Tom Cruise. Not Tom Cruise, my bad. Tom Hanks. He is infatuated with his wife. And this is what society doesn't want to show you. Society has an agenda, Black women, especially against Black women, who they tell us strong, strong, strong. They don't want, modern feminists don't want you to see that feminine, gentle, soft, and vulnerable women command sensual sexual energy that captivates a man, that hooks a man, that makes him worship you. They're terrified. Because if more and more women, especially Black women, realize that they can have whatever they want and be treated well, you can have a man that will not cheat on you. These men, they're called wife worshippers, very hard to have adultery because they have a connection of vibrational frequency with their spouse. It goes beyond the physical aspects of sex. Because if you're just basing it on the outside, and that's not to say, of course, you got to be attractive, but it's deeper than that because once you're attractive, your man's attractive, you have options. You think Jason Momoa is going to be cheating on Lisa Bonet anytime soon? Just look at it. You have relationships that are not balanced, where the wife is worshiping and the man is not. He may be in love, but he's not there yet. He hasn't given in. When you give in, you command, like Cleopatra did to Mark Antony and Caesar, like Will did to Jada, like Obama did to Michelle. You can have it. Thank you for listening.